What's up, everybody? This is Lady Arabella with Business Goals, and we are going to talk about stimulus packages because finally there's something to talk about. Something got passed, and we're going to talk about what it is and what that means for you and for your business, whether you are a independent worker, like a 1099 worker, as a model, gig worker, actor, actress, whatever, or a small business and you own your own small business, a sole prop, 1099, a small corporation, all those different things. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so after the bill got rejected, it then got approved late last night at about 8 o'clock. Which is kind of crazy. All it basically did was just delay it because the bill got approved actually as it stands. There are going to be some modifications that have been requested by the president, so that higher stimulus checks, reform to some of the different things that are built on like foreign aid and all those different things. So we'll have to wait and see until later on today to see what gets voted on and what gets passed. But for right now, a bill has been approved for the American people right now. So this bill is going to include some stimulus things for private stimulus, like personal direct payments, and then also I have notes here, and then also like PPP, EIDL, and then it also includes just the regular stuff like transportation, school, mental health, healthcare relief, nutrition, which is a SNAP program, a 3% raise for the military, the eviction ban getting expanded to January 31st, and then also this bill is going to include rental assistance, which I will create a whole new video about that. I know that there are a lot of people that watch my channel and some of my videos that are needing that information, and when there's more information to come and when they start processing things, because that's going to be like a process to be able to get your rental forgiven, and then also your rents like in the future be able to get it taken care of through grants through this bill. So that'll be its own separate video. What I'll do is give you guys the highlights of each one of these key topics, and then I will give you in-depth information for each one of these different things when it comes to stimulus. So the first thing is that we are all getting $600 direct payments as long as you hit the financial qualifications. If you guys qualified last time, then you'll qualify again this time, and you'll have direct payments. It'll be $600. That includes $600 per adult and then also $600 per child. If your child has hit 17, they will not get a stimulus check. If they're in college, they're not going to get a stimulus check. And then also if they're adult dependent, they're not going to get a stimulus check too as well. There is no garnishments on this one. So if you owe taxes, if you owe child support, if you owe any type of debt, the banks can't garnish it, child support can't garnish it, nobody can garnish it. So those payments are going to be directly to you. They're gonna probably get there anywhere between like January 4th and January 6th, somewhere around there, depending on how quickly the governments can get out checks. And then also if you guys are signed up for direct deposit, or if you're signed up for getting an actual check by mail. When you did your taxes, if you filled out to get your IRS checked by direct deposit, and if you got your stimulus check by direct deposit last time, then you should still be getting it by direct deposit. If your bank has changed or anything like that, you want to alert the IRS as soon as possible. That way your check doesn't get rejected, and then you have to wait for a paper check, which will delay it all over again. There still could be more amendments to this bill. Like I said, they are voting on it today, whether or not to add up the additional $2,500 is what I think, $2,500 is what the president had requested. So there's going to be votes today in Congress to decide whether that's going to pass. It has already passed the House. It does need to pass the Senate in order for it to become law. But since this bill is now signed, there isn't really like a sense of urgency for Congress to pass that, because this bill has already been signed, and they're probably just going to wait until the next presidency, if I'm just being honest. But there's always hope. We'll see what happens after today. So guys, one thing I'd also like to mention that I forgot to mention in the beginning is that unemployment also got extended for another 11 weeks per that bill. Now, since it took a whole week for it to kind of get signed, it's unclear as to if the unemployment is going to be extended for 11 weeks in total, if there's going to be back pay for the week that was missed for all the people that all of their unemployment expired, and also with the extra $300 boost, because it will be coming with a $300 boost for these 11 weeks, if people will get that extra $300 that was missed while they were waiting for everything to get signed and approved by the president. So that is unclear, but there is going to be a $300 boost with unemployment, and all of the unemployment programs are all going to be extended for another 10 to 11 weeks, I will say. Now, up next, we're going to talk about the PPP. For those of you guys that applied for the PPP last time and got denied, I would go back and apply again, just because a lot of things have gotten a little bit more lax with the PPP than where it stood originally. In fact, there is going to be a second round, so if you got it the first time, you can also get it the second time up to the maximum amount. So they are going to be giving you guys another chance at getting more PPP funds. If you didn't apply the first time and none of that happened, like you didn't get denied or you just didn't apply, then you can apply for the PPP right now. And as long as you can show a 25% decline in your revenue, then you can get more funds through the PPP, or if you haven't gotten funds, you can get funds through the PPP. Now, some of the just kind of little changes with this is that you can now deduct things off as a write-off with your PPP. So it's kind of like double dipping when it comes to being able to get extra money for your business, because the government's going to give you that PPP as long as you use it appropriately. Then you'll be able to get complete forgiveness for that, and then on top of that, you can write off the different things that you needed for your business. So if you had to make purchases for your business with your PPP loan, then you can write that off when it comes time for you to fill out your business taxes. The other thing is that your business needs to be established at least by February 15th, 2020. So as long as your business was established by then you'll be able to apply for the PPP loan. Now, the last thing that is going to be a kind of like a change to the new PPP program is that they're no longer going to count that EIDL. So if you had applied for both the EIDL and the PPP and you say your maximum of $10,000 to the EIDL, they don't count that grant money now from your PPP loan. So it was before, you get your PPP loan and then they would take away $10,000 because you had got that through the grant. Now you can be able to get both. So if that already got taken away from you, make sure that you go and get it amended so that then you can get that original $10,000 back. So that's just a note on the PPP. If you guys are wanting to try to get your PPP loan, you want to do this through a bank. So there's a lot of big banks that you can apply through, and then there's like even smaller internet ones like Cabbage will be able to help you guys with applying through your PPP. But this is something that you want to do through a bank, and I think you have to do it through a bank. So before going through people that say, hey, I can help you apply for your PPP, and you spending money trying to get them to help you apply for your PPP, just go to your bank and do it. If you do not have a big bank or a bank account period, then sign up for one so that then the bank can help you with your PPP loan. So lastly, we're going to talk about the EIDL grant. Now, the EIDL grant is where you can get to up to $10,000 depending on how many employees you have. So basically, they give you $1,000 per employee. Yes, you count as an employee. If you're married, your husband or your wife can also count as an employee too as well. If you have a business partner, they can count as an employee as well. But the EIDL is something that you're going to be doing through the SBA portal. So I'm going to leave a link down below to the SBA portal. You're just going to click on that portal, and then there's going to be some qualifications. Read through those qualifications, answer all the questions, and then you can fill out your form for the EIDL. If somebody else is sending you something saying, I can help you with your EIDL, I can do this, do not do it, because they're only going to count those things that are going through that portal. So you might as well just click on that link, fill it out, and not get scammed. Now with the EIDL, you can't just go back and apply for it. There is one exception that we'll talk about, but if you haven't gotten your EIDL already, then you can go ahead and apply, and then you can get up to $1,000 per person as long as you've had your business by January 31st, or 2020. So as long as your business was established by January 31st, 2020, then you can go down and apply for your EIDL grant. Now with that, if you have not already received one and you go and apply, all the ones in the past did take a little bit of time for you guys to get it into your bank account, but make sure that you double check, triple check your bank account number when you put it in there, because a lot of times when people contacted me and had questions about their EIDL, the biggest one was, I put the wrong account number in there, how do I get that fixed? And being on the phone with the SBA forever, that is a problem. So just make sure you double check, triple check when you put in your bank account information through that form, through the SBA, and that way it'll just go directly into your account. It started taking, the second time they did it, it took maybe about like a week to 2 weeks for people to see it, but it was something that had pretty much a quicker turnaround than the first original time that they tried. The SBA has had some practice. Now, when it comes to reapplying for the EIDL, say you already applied for it, you already got your $1,000 up to $10,000, you can only reapply and get up to that maximum $10,000 if you live in a low income area. And if you're, when they say low income area, they mean that the poverty rate is 20%, or the family income rate is less than 80% of the statewide mean. So that's how you're gonna decide if your area is a low income area. You also need to have less than 300 employees. And then you also need to show that in an 8-week period, anytime between March and December, you need to show within that 8-week period that you've had less than a 30% decline in your business income. Now, if you can prove all of that, prove the low income area, then they will give you the max all the way up until $10,000, and it doesn't depend on the employee. It's just that you will get the max because you're in that low income area. So I hope that this video helps you guys. I hope that it was some information to help you guys get started. I will be diving into these topics more and continuing as the week goes on and as more information comes out and as the voting goes through and all that. I will be giving you guys more details as I get them. So until next time, make sure you guys subscribe, wash your hands, and fly high, my Bella butterflies.